We'll call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. If you'll please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Mike Curtis.
Here.
Amber Brown. Jerry Sartain.
Here.
Gary Farley. Renee Curtis. Patrick Hale.
Here.
Zane Cantrell.
Present.
We have a quorum.
You have the minutes of our last meeting before you. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes?
Move be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to be approved. We have a second? Second. We have a second. Call a roll, please.
Mike Curtis.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Renee Curtis. Patrick Hale.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Minutes are approved. Let me welcome everyone here. We will have a presentation from those who have a request before us. We'll ask them to come to the podium and give any additional information that they might have about their proposal. After that, we will have a public hearing, which will give you a chance to come to the podium and give us any additional information that you would like to share with the board before we make a decision. Now, once we go through the public hearing, we will close the public hearing, and then there will be no other information brought to us at that time. But we will get through this, and remember, we ask you to try to stay within the 3-minute time that we have that you would be up here speaking. The first item, A, has been deferred. So the Midgley request is deferred. So we'll move on to B, which is Hubert Rowland, who is requesting a temporary special exemption approval. Now, this is an outdoor event. It involves Can-Am vehicles demonstrations, and this is November the 8th, and it will be from 1 to 6 p.m., a one-time only event. It does include music at the special event. Parking is on site, and it will include food vendors and Can-Man merchandise. And this is located on $8490 Valley View Road. What do you have on that, please?
Okay, thank you. Application 2025-25 involves the property at 8490 Valley View Road. It's a request for temporary special exception approval for an outdoor event involving the demonstration of off-road utility vehicles on the property located in the RL zone. And so, bear with me. The owner name is Anne Louise Rowland Revocable Trust, and the applicant's name is Hubert Rowland. The site acreage is 114.2 acres, and it involves 2 parcels. The subject property is Zone RL and is developed as a single-family residence with detached accessory structures. Surrounding properties are residentially zoned properties, also Zone RL, that are developed as single-family homes and agricultural uses as well as vacant land. Application, there's a typo in the staff report, but 2025-25 requests approval to host Can-Am vehicle demonstrations event on November 8, 2025, from 1 to 6. The event will feature off-road test rides on designated pre-approved course and a static display of Can-Am models. The event is a private function with an estimated total attendance of 250 and a maximum of 350 on-site at one time. Temporary facilities will include a 30 by 45 tent, bleachers for 250, scaffolding towers, start and finish line structures, portable restrooms, 2 trailers, potable water stations, and an on-site ambulance first aid station. Live music is scheduled during the event hours, supported by a PA system used for announcements and safety briefings. Sound mitigation measures include speaker orientation and volume limits. Parking is designated in an on-site field for attendees with separate vendor staff parking. Anticipated peak traffic is 126 vehicles. Traffic control personnel and signage will be provided with ADA accessible parking closest to the event entrance. Food vendors and a Can-Am merchandise vendor will be present. Vendors will provide their own generators, and no alcohol will be served. Private security personnel will be hired. The demonstration course area will be fenced and roped for safety, with fire extinguishers distributed throughout. Environmental controls include water trucks to control dust and a professional cleaning crew with post-event site restoration within 48 hours. The applicant has provided insurance, and drone photography is anticipated, but that will be done under FAA compliance. So the applicant approached staff to inquire as to what approvals would be needed for this one-day event, and we recommended that they apply for a temporary special exception. Initially, I think they anticipated the event to include much more people than they have applied for. It has been downsized from our initial conversation. So this will be a one-day event. It's well-planned. As you can see, that the applicant has taken a lot of consideration for all of the items that would need to be considered for this event, how it would affect the property. They will also have people on site to help direct the traffic along Valley View Road. We have received many phone calls with concerns about the track and the possibility of it becoming a permanent track for Can-Am racing, and that is not the case here. Any approval that the board acts on would be limited to this one-day, 5-hour temporary special exception event. And so this is the site in question. It's a large parcel. The majority of the event will take place in this general area. There is an established track on the property that belongs to the property owner who uses it for their personal use. We posted a sign on the property. These are surrounding properties in the area in question. And this is the plan that was submitted by the applicant. So they plan to have parking towards the front of the site. They will access the property from Valley View Road, bleachers. They'll have musical acts. They indicate within a couple days the site, upon the end of the event, within 2 days, the site would be returned to its pre-event condition. So all of the items would be removed. Staff recommends approval with conditions that it only involves one day. And that concludes our presentation.
Do you have any questions of our staff on this? Yes, sir.
The RL zone is a low-density residential zone. Is there anything lower than that density-wise than currently in the county zoning resolution?
As far as density is concerned, the AR zone would be our lowest density for agricultural and residential uses, and that's 1 per 5 acres.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we will ask, is anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around to the podium, please. you'll give us your name and any additional information you want to share about this project.
Hello, my name is Hubert Rowland, son to Ann Rowland, the landowner of the property. I have an affiliation with this company, Can-Am, which parent company is BRP, Bombardier Recreational Products. So I work with this company basically as a contractor, and I help with machine design, machine testing, machine events, and kind of consumer events. So the company comes to me, we have a new machine, we would like to demonstrate it, and we would like to shoot little videos about it in order to raise awareness for the machine. This is a one-day event to do this process. This is a rather expensive event, so that's why we go for permits, do it all the legitimate, the legal, correct way, and that's really about it. It's demonstration, it's semi-open to the public. Local people are more than welcome to come enjoy, to see. Everything there is fully covered. Like I say, it's truly a one-day demonstration of the newest current utility model. And that's really all there is to it. After that, everything is pushed out. Everything coming in is mobile. Mobile food vendors, mobile restrooms, mobile bleachers, purely for people to sit on to enjoy the small event that we're putting on. And then as they say, 48 hours, everything will go back to exactly how it was before they even came here.
Jerry, you do have a question?
Yeah, I hear the words vehicles and I hear the words machines. What are we talking about? Are we talking about dirt bikes?
No, there's many different terms. UTV is a utility terrain vehicle, a side-by-side vehicle, basically a two-person buggy used for utility purposes. It has a little dump bed on it, so you can haul feed, you can haul hay, you can haul grass, dirt, whatever you want to haul. So this is demonstrating a utility-based machine designed for off-road purposes.
Okay, in this county, we have event locations that have been approved. Why would you have to create all this when those places already exist?
Because I work closely with this company, and I build courses for a living around the whole world. So they entrusted me to come to a place to where we have a controlled environment mostly for video purposes, to control our outcome of how the video will turn out.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I have quite a few, so bear with me. Some background information and your knowledge of the off-roading community. Do you know what Tread Lightly is?
Yes, I actually have a nonprofit that is associated with safety and awareness, and I work closely with Tread Lightly.
Okay, can you name one of their principals?
I don't know any of the newer staff since they've kind
No,
of...
I mean as far as the actual principles of Tread Lightly.
Oh, the principles of Tread Lightly are basically leave it as you found it, keep trash picked up, stay on the trail. You know, it's very a land awareness to keep your lands open for off-road use.
Okay, thank you. You said that this is mostly a private event for people that are in the industry, but that some locals are going to be, if they're interested, are going to be able to attend. Are you charging admission for those people, or are you inviting all your neighbors to come out and see it, or are you inviting some of the local off-road community to show up? What?
So this is a completely free event if people choose to come. I myself have been given the okay to invite any local crowd that wants to be part of it. Can-Am themselves will work with off-road community that is semi-local to the area, probably Nashville and such. They'll work with dealerships, and dealerships will send invites out to basically a limited customer base.
Okay. Well, as a follow-up, are you associated with any of the dealerships here in the region?
I am close with people that work at Sloan's, and some people that work at America's Motorsports. That's really my only affiliation, is basically friends that work at the dealerships.
Okay, thank you. I'm still going.
Okay.
What kind of event feel are you going for? I'm going to give you some examples of things that I'm familiar with to try to understand more about what you're trying to do. Is this going to be a King of the Hammer night at Chocolate Thunder type event, or a Cove on a summer Saturday event, or maybe even a UTV takeover at Sand Hollow type event, or something else?
No, this machine is utility-based, so this is a kind of the utility realm of farm use, hunting, towing, things of that nature.
Okay, so this is only the utility type UTV that
Yes.
you're promoting. None of the recreational type UTVs.
No, this is only utility, and this is the newest model that is just released, so they want to showcase this newest model.
Okay, all right.
Very farm-oriented.
Okay. It appears that you already have a track here from the imagery from February 25. What is this track currently used for?
Right now, just growing grass.
Okay. What has it been used for in the past?
I used to ride and race dirt bikes around the country, so when I come home, that's what I would practice on, myself and my brother and family.
Okay. Are you familiar with what a cedar glade is?
From what I understand, basically a stand of cedar trees.
Yeah, and some bare rock that has rare, threatened,
Yes,
and endangered
they grow on
species.
rock, and it's a wild thing.
Yeah. Are there any on this property that you're aware of?
I mean, probably. Maybe not so much the hillside area, but definitely more in the flatter area where the rock is and small amounts of dirt.
Okay. And is your event in this area at all?
No, not where the cedar
Okay.
glade is.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I think I've got enough for right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Patrick?
So you're saying that 250 to 350 people, but it sounds like a pretty good event, and it's free. How do you plan on controlling the number of people that show up once you hit that capacity?
Much of this planning is through Can-Am because they have basically a certain list of people that they want to see part of it. They'll have a staff list, of course, a corporate list, and of course, a local list. So it's really a gathering of different lists, and we will just basically eliminate those that don't make the cut. We will keep it at a standard limit because in the beginning, they wanted lots of people. And I said, no, we will keep it at this much, or we will move it somewhere else. So they've agreed to keep it at a certain level.
So when people show up or the public starts to show up, are you going to have somebody at the gate to start turning people away, checking a list? Or, I mean, how are you really going to manage it?
We're really going to limit how many invites truly go out.
Okay.
We're going to limit to their, Can-Am's basically circle of people they want to go to, look at those numbers. And then, of course, we'll naturally involve the local community, whoever wants to be part of it, because we're semi-affecting them. So we want them to be part of it. If it goes over by just a few, but they're local people, I think that's perfectly fine. But if it goes astronomically over, then we'll definitely have to pull back and start cutting people before the event even starts. So we're really going on an estimate of a raise of hand of like who would be here, who would not, type of thing.
Have invites already gone out?
No.
Okay.
We're aiming for basically early November. So the invite process, they will control that. Will probably go out roughly 2 weeks beforehand, which will then, I think, limit capacities.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry. About how many of these farm/hunting UTVs are you going to have on site to demonstrate with?
My last number that I saw, this is static machines, which means they're just sitting there for display, and machines actually used for the course, I believe was 14 to 20.
Okay. And then you mentioned that no alcohol be sold on site. Are you going to do anything to control any alcohol being brought in?
Yes, we will stop them at the gate. There will be no alcohol on site.
Any other?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any other questions? Jerry?
So looking at the satellite view, the racetrack or dirt track, whatever you want to call it, is down right next to your neighbors right there. Have you talked to any of them? And what is your noise abatement plan for the folks that are not too far away?
Which ones are you talking about?
I'm talking about any of them.
Well, the one directly next to the track is my house.
Okay.
The next plot of land, there is no house.
Uh-huh.
The next plot of land,
What about the ones right across the road?
we have actually talked to him, and he is here today.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I'm asking.
I fully understand,
questions.
yes.
And I didn't know what you had planned for noise. I mean, this thing's going to make a bunch of noise.
Being utility vehicles, they're actually incredibly quiet as far as vehicle usage, as far as the so-called music festival end of it, which will be very limited. It's more so a PA system. We will direct speakers away from everyone's houses. We will direct them in a way that keeps sound from traveling too far. We are also behind a tree line where you cannot even see this from the road. So the trees in themselves should help block some of that noise.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can maybe be seated now. We'll open this for a public hearing. For anyone who'd like to speak on it, would you come to the podium, give us your name and any additional information you'd like to share?
My name is Bill McBroom. My wife and I reside at 8333 Valley View Road in Las Casas, Tennessee, directly across the road from the proposed event site. Here's a concern that I would like to comment on with this zoning appeal are safety issues outside the boundaries of event property and adjacent property values. As for safety, the connecting road to the proposed event site is Valley View Road, which is a narrow road, winding with no shoulder. Definitely not designed for the influx of traffic that this will create. This road will take event attendees past and through neighborhoods consisting of approximately 200 homes, with an additional 45 to 60 projected to be constructed alongside Valley View Road in the near future. These neighborhoods that this traffic will be traveling through, I think I've already stated that, approximately 200 homes are existing in those neighborhoods. All of these homes, these 200, approximately 200, located within a 2-minute drive of proposed event site. Pedestrians and bicyclists make frequent use of this road, which could possibly create a hazardous situation. In considering the property values everyone's somewhat aware that continuous activities such as this have a tendency to devalue property values. Families can spend a lifetime improving the usefulness and attractiveness of their property. Does that mean I'm supposed to quit? But, you know, events such as this, which occur on a continuous and frequent schedules, tend to devaluate property, and it can happen rather quickly. The appeal that we're dealing with is labeled as temporary. Definition of temporary is not permanent. And one would presume that this appeal is limited to a one-time occurrence. I'd like to thank the board for allowing me time to comment on the circumstances of this appeal. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bill. We appreciate you trying to stay within the time. Next. Anyone else?
Good evening, I'm Trey Smith. Our farm and I reside at 7961 Barlow Lane. I'd like to thank each of you for this opportunity and Ms. McGlower for clarifying the details of the applicant's temporary special exemption. Our family farm and residence borders the applicant to the west. I would describe this as a typical Middle Tennessee landscape, low-quality hardwoods, cedars, a rocky ridge, which makes a good natural boundary. I've known and experienced the noise of the recreational dirt track for at least 25 to 30 years, when I presume the family and or friends rode motocross on the track or the woods courses meandering along the property line. On good weather days, mainly weekends, you knew when riding was taking place, no doubt. But being recreational, I understood and still do today. I view our zoning laws are in place to protect us, the county residents collectively. We hear safety, public health, environment, potential decrease in property values of adjacent landowners, quality of life, but also character of the community, discussed in Plan Rutherford. I understand the need of temporary exemptions in zoning, one like this one time, just a few hours, funded by an outside money or an organization not vested here. Who's not impacted by any disturbances? By being silent or uninvolved this evening might send a message that Las Casas residents and or property owners really don't care. I certainly do care. It's home. In conclusion, I must think forward. What comes next? Where does this lead? Next year, is it a complete zoning change, allowing daily public access? I hope not. Personally, I'm fine with this one-time passing of this exemption just once, but understand I'm not for this reoccurring event. I won't be looking forward to the afternoon of November 8th. It simply doesn't add value to our community. I'm not against progress or growth. This to me is just out of character and not consistent with the current zoning landscape. Thank you.
Thank you, Trey. Next.
My name is Tim Dodd. My address is 7435 Barlow Lane, Las Casas, Tennessee. Thank you for allowing me this time to speak to this special exception request. My home connects to a family farm which shares a hillside boundary line with the subject property. My sister and brother have homes on Valley View Road that connect to the family farm. While they live only a short distance from the subject property and have a boundary line connecting to the property, they did not receive a letter of advice from the zoning appeal. Therefore, many families in the area may not be aware of this special exception request. I hope I speak for them. I'm not here to speak against Mr. Rowland. He is a neighbor. He is a well-respected person in the sport of off-roading and track building across the United States. We should be proud of his hard work, accomplishments, and connection to Las Casas. I'm not here to speak against Can-Am. They are a large Canadian corporation that manufactures quality off-road vehicles sold all over the world. I am here to speak in opposition to the special exception within our low-density residential district, which permits a large corporation product sales event open to the general public, a corporation that has the resources to stage sales event anywhere. The reasons and circumstances for opposition have been addressed through the previous two speakers, and I commend their thoughtful leadership and effort to protect our community. I thank this board for your role as the off-site community safeguard in these situations. In the special exception staff report, most of the emphasis is placed on the protection of those attending the event. While that emphasis is necessary and appreciated, very little attention is given to the local community's off-site impact on the day of the event and potential negative impact in the future. The word temporary used in the application and the letter of advice is not defined. How do we really know what that means? Tennessee Code Annotated 13-7-107 states the Board of Appeals may, in appropriate cases, make special exceptions to the terms of the zoning regulations in harmony with their general purpose and intent. The word harmony in that language is a powerful and appropriate word for us. We all know the beauty of perfect harmony of voices in music. We also know the pain we feel when that harmony is disrupted. A special exception of this nature can be that painful disruption in the harmony of our rural Las Casas community. Please do not let this be a camel's nose under the tent situation that negatively impacts our lives. For that reason, I ask you to hold fast and allow no exceptions to the zoning regulations in order to safeguard our beautiful harmony in our Las Casas community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Next.
Hi, I'm Bob Reed. I live at 9507 McKee Road, which is north of Mr. Rowland's property here. This is a one-day event. I just don't understand the problem necessarily with going ahead with it. I know what these machines are that Mr. Rowland is. The company he works for builds. They're side by side. You ride two people side by side in it. Got a little dump bed on the back. They are not loud. My son has one. He's had more than one. I just don't understand the reticence or the reluctance to allow Mr. Rowland to have a one-day event, which is basically half a day at the most. With that, I'll leave it to your voting.
Thank you. Next.
My name's Chance Lewis, and I didn't prepare anything, so I'll try to make it quick. Just being transparent, I've known Hubert since I was probably 10 or 12 years old. Just grew up dirt bikes, four-wheelers, things like that. And it's been cool to watch him just kind of where he started to the connections he's made and how much he's grown through it. As far as Valvey Road, I've got a substantial investment, one track over from Hubert. And with this being a one-day event, if it was more than one day, I would have an issue, but being one day, I don't see there being any issue as far as letting him put on this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Chase. Next. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is John McFarland. I reside at 3610 Cherokee Trail, which is approximately about a mile from where Hubert lives. I've known Hubert for a long time. This is a one-day thing. He's always been true to his word on what he says. He's always taken care of the property right there. If anything's ever taken place, it's been cleaned up or anything has been done. We've never had an issue with it. I've never seen any kind of crowd problem going up there. As far as driving through neighborhoods to get there, really you kind of go around the neighborhoods to get to it. The only ones that would be affected are the houses that have direct access to Valley View. That's basically all I've got right there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Anyone else? You'll come forward, please. Yeah, give your name.
My name is Lynn Davis. I'm at 8039 Valley View Road, which is down across from where the site is. And I know a lot of neighbors are going to be probably mad at me, but I'm perfectly fine with this. I grew up underneath my daddy's race car. When the engine started that time of the year, it was a fun time. I've had kids that go across the street and have been to this event before. We live out in the middle of about 80 acres, and it appears that everybody wants to tell you what you can and cannot do with your property, and it's a very sad thing for me. Sometimes neighbors don't like for your son riding his little motorcycle. You know, he's 33 now, but what are we doing here? We live out in the country so we can do things like this, and it's just really sad to me that it's not going to bother me. And Thanksgiving, we get to hear it. It's just one of the good things about being out in the country is you're able to do things like that. And so I am perfectly fine with what he wants to do.
Thank you. Next. Anyone else? We have time. Anyone else? We'll close the public hearing on this. It's one of these things that I'm personally mixed on. It does meet the requirements. It appears to meet the requirements that we have to go by, which was established by the state and the county commission. On the other hand, I also am concerned about having these type of activities out in our rural areas. We need to protect those areas. And if it is approved, we will not have a second time with this. This will be a one-time event, and the time is set from 1 to 5. So I don't have a lot of good guidance to give you on this. Some of you may have some thoughts about it.
Could I get a clarification?
Sure.
From staff?
Yes.
Item 4, it says, shall be located as to be compatible with surrounding area and provide safety to those using the facility. The reason given, it says, well, the event will not involve permanent changes to the property. Facilities will be temporary. What has temporary got to do with being compatible?
like all of our temporary special exception requests, if there are no permanent structures and it's not intended to be a permanent change, then we do find it to be compatible with the surrounding area.
So compatible doesn't have to do with anything about the activities that are going on?
I would assume that the way that was responded to was based on a more permanent nature. And so in this particular request, based on the requirements for temporary special exceptions, I mean, we allow special community events and seasonal events, and those aren't of permanent nature. And so since they're not going to be constructing anything permanent and it's not going to be a permanent use, then we see it as being compatible. And that's why they are here today, is requesting special exception approval. It's temporary, and so we don't look at that as having long-term effects. Now, if they wanted to return every single year and ask for it, then maybe that would be a relevant concern, so.
All right, go ahead.
One thing, Mr. Chairman, or actually I've got two things. One's a question for staff. The other one's just a clarification is you said something about the hours from 1 to 5. It's actually in the application 1 to 6. I just want to make sure that was clarified. The other thing is a question for staff. Has anybody, since Plan Rutherford has recently been approved by the Planning Commission, has anybody looked at where this fits within Plan Rutherford as far as the new areas of use that Plan Rutherford puts forth?
I would imagine this area is still identified as rural and potentially one of the lower densities areas that are recommended. But no, I did not compare this request with the current Plan Rutherford.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Do we plan to start checking that? Is that is that going to be a new job for us to do, is to check that?
The Plan Rutherford, we can take that in consideration. Right now, the Planning Commission has approved it. It will be forwarded to the Board of Commissioners. However, they can use it as a guide for all rezoning requests, and we definitely can refer to it in future requests that we have
I think
here.
that's a little off topic, but thank you for the clarification.
Right.
Thank you, staff, for clarifying so many of these questions. It's a very difficult decision for us to make. Do we have a motion on this? I'll accept a motion at this time.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I would like to propose a motion, since this is a one-day event of 5 hours in period in time, and propose that we allow this as laid out in the staff comments, and limiting the active and static vehicles to be demonstrated to 20 based on our questioning of the applicant. And otherwise, everything that the staff has laid out, the staff's been very thorough on this, I would be part of my motion. So that's what I move.
Do we have a second to that?
I will second.
Okay. In considering this, do we have anyone in our staff that would be monitoring what goes on there? Would you all do that?
An approved temporary event would not be monitored by the Rutherford County Codes Department or any other.
Do you have any guidance? Our county attorney.
No, I think Ms. Bell is correct. However, I would imagine if this does pass, that the neighbors, if there is any problems, will bring it to the attention of county planning staff and codes probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah, good suggestions. I hope you all understand that. If there are any problems with this that we have, please call our staff up here. Now, what we have before us is a one-time thing. What is it, 1 to 5? 1 to 5 or 1 to 6? Okay. So that's the motion before us. Any other comments? Call a roll, please.
Mike Curtis,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
No.
Renee Curtis, Patrick Hale,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. It is approved. The next item we have is a request by James Hires, who is requesting a special exception approval for an accessory structure before the principal structure is built. And what do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2025-26 involves the property located at 4750 Lytle Creek Road. It's a request for special exception approval for the establishment of an accessory structure before the principal structure for a property located in the RM zone. It's a 12.2 acre site, and this is the result of code enforcement action pertaining to an unpermitted building. The applicant erected a 40 by 80 or 3,200 square foot storage building that will be used for storage of building supplies and personal items while building the primary residence. The structure is metal with a metal roof, and the applicant has indicated that the residence will be constructed within 2 years. This is the structure located towards the rear of the property. We posted a sign on the property. We did receive some calls just inquiring as to what the special exception was for. Now, if the board chooses to approve this, the structure does come with some conditions for a non-commercial storage facility. It can only one can be permitted, which this is the case. They are in compliance with the allowable square footage and setback requirements, and that the structure cannot be used for living quarters, commercial activities, or storages for businesses that occur off the property, including home-based businesses. And so this is the structure itself. It's far removed off the site, large agricultural and farmlands and residences in this area. And like I said, we received one informational call, and we recommend approval with the conditions that it continually comply with those standards for non-commercial storage facilities.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please. Give us your name and any additional information that you have to share with us. And I assume that you will build, you do have that in plans.
My name is Clyde Roundtree, Levelson Steel Engineering. I'm representing the client. And it was basically didn't quite understand the sequence of events, so it was more of a mistake than anything. He does plan on building the structure within 2 years. I don't know exactly where the structure is going to be located, but as was mentioned, the barn is located very much in the back of the building, back of the property on a large lot. So he just thought that was just a process he could engage in, didn't realize that the house had to come first.
Why did he not come?
The client?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm not sure if, I'm representing him.
Does he know you're here?
What's that?
Does he know you're here?
I believe so. Yeah, I filled out the application form.
You did?
Yeah.
Mike?
This property appears to be well-maintained.
Yes,
For the personal storage, do you know what he might keep in there currently? I know you're not the applicant, but
I believe I think Danielle mentioned he's going to use it for staging the construction of his primary home. So it's empty now. It's pretty much new construction. I think the catalyst was, I think he called in for electric permit, and that's where he found out that he was in violation.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. You may be seated. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion on it.
Move be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Call a roll, please.
Mike Curtis,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Renee Curtis, Patrick Hale,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. The next item is Carlos Alberto Ramos Cisneros. I hope I got that right. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2025-27 involves the property at 2079 Gee Road. It's a request for special exception approval for the establishment of a major home-based business involving a tree service company for a property located in the RM zone. It's a 1.17 acre property that's developed as a single-family home with detached structures. The applicant is seeking special exception approval for a major home-based business involving tree trimming services. The services provided by the proposed home-based business will be performed off-site, though the applicant indicates that 3 non-resident persons will be employed. According to the applicant, they would like to park 4 work vehicles associated with the tree removal service, which will include a bucket truck, a chipper truck, and additional trucks. If approved, the applicant would like to have a sign. Signage allowed for approved major home-based businesses is limited to 5 square feet. Based on the application materials and the nature of the businesses, no customers will visit the site. However, employees will pick up and drop off vehicles and equipment from and at the site between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. It is the applicant's intentions to use this property for business operations, but eventually acquire a more adequate facility. And this is a result of code enforcement action. And staff finds that the request itself meets some, but not all of the criteria for home-based businesses. We are concerned about the outdoor storage. The applicant had indicated, I think, that they cannot bring debris onto the site and burn it from other jobs that are taking place off-site. We have recommended some conditions for the board to consider should it desire to approve this request, and that is outlined in your staff report. And we received 1 informational call regarding this request, and no one indicated opposition or being in favor. And that concludes my presentation.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please.
Could we hear from codes?
Yes. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Ramos. I am the owner of the company, and I own the property as well. So what it is just a tree service. I'm planning on buying something commercial down the road. It's just to get me off the ground pretty much. So I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. Every small business fails in the first couple of years. I do plan to have a bucket truck, a chip truck, and 2 support trucks that go to work from 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sometimes during like storm seasons, we go out Saturdays or Sundays or during the night if a tree falls on the house or something. We don't create a lot of traffic. I've talked to all my neighbors. I'm pretty good friends with about all of my neighbors, so I haven't asked them. Didn't say to have an issue with me having my trucks there. We don't bring any debris from other job sites to the house. I did get a complaint about me burning some trash, and that's because my property sits at the bottom of the hill, so every time it rains a lot, I get everybody's trash. And that was while we were burning at one point. That's what somebody called, but other than that, I mean, that's all I have.
Carlos, will you have a chipper service?
Yes.
Will it be stored there?
Or
is that a rental?
No, I own all my equipment outright. So.
Chainsaws?
Yeah, chainsaws, everything, yes.
Where do you work? Where do you work on your equipment?
All my equipment goes to shops, like unless it's something small, like change a tire, stuff like that. But if it's something major, like replacing an engine, a transmission, all of that goes to a shop.
I ask this to most applicants for this type of thing. Home-based business is not really supposed to be noticeable. How are you going to achieve that at this location with all your vehicles and the things that you do? Tree trimming is really hard to blend in with the neighborhood.
Yeah, so my plan was to build like an 8-foot fence all around the property to keep it from people seeing it. The property, if you're looking at the house, the property to my right is all overgrown, so you can't see it from the road. Only time you can see it probably during the winter when all the leaves are gone, but that's why I plan on building like an 8-foot fence. Right now, you can't really see it unless you really like look in there. Like if you park in front of my driveway and look down the driveway, that'll be the only time you see it. Other than that, I mean, you can only see it in the afternoons because the equipment doesn't get back until 5, 6, and then it's gone by 8 the next morning.
You live in the home?
Yes, I do.
Is that a junkyard beside you on the left?
I wouldn't say a junkyard. That's my neighbor, Sean. He has a lot. He likes to work on old cars. However, there is, within a half-a-mile radius of me, there is like 2 or 3 junkyards. There's 2 towing companies, I believe is what, a big construction company down the road on Beals Road, and it's like, there's a couple other stuff over there. So I don't think I'm way out of place if we have junkyards and stuff down the road.
You said you had 3 employees and 4 trucks?
Yes, I drive one of the trucks.
Okay. All right. And you say you're going to be operating, or the people, they'll come to pick up the vehicles at 8 in the morning and be done by 5 on Friday, on Monday through Friday, and with possibly emergency calls. When do you plan to be working on site for a customer and with an 8 a.m. leaving their time?
So normally we worked all over like Nashville, Murfreesboro. So we leave the shop by like 8. We get to the job site by like 9:30.
Okay, so that's part of your plan, is to not be on a job site until well after 8 o'clock then?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm planning.
And then you'll be leaving the job site well before 5 in order to be back by 5?
Yeah, try to be back by 5 or try to either beat the traffic in, or sometimes we do come in a little late because we get caught in traffic and we don't make it until 6. Especially when we work in Nashville. I mean, anybody that goes to Nashville knows that you can leave at 3:30 and won't make it home until 6.
Yeah. And do your vehicles have backup beepers?
Yes, all of them do have backup beepers, and well, actually 2 of them do because the other 2 are pickup trucks, and those do not have.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's got all my questions, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I got one other thing. Sorry. Looking at the imagery from February of this year, there appears to be a lot of outside storage on your property. Is there any way that you can police that up without the codes enforcement people having to show up and tell you to do that?
The shed or the barn looking thing that was already there when I bought the property, eventually I wanted to tear it down and build like a detached garage or something.
Well, make sure you get a building permit for that.
Yeah, no, I've yet to get that far. Then other than that, I mean, the only thing that was left out there was all the trash I get from the neighbors. I did have a shipping container at one point, but that was only there for 48 hours and then it was gone. I do have a trailer that I'm trying to use as a storage, and that's to move everything out of that barn, like anything that I have in there, because I do keep like bar oil, salt mix, stuff like that. And I'm like, that's to keep it out of the weather while we tear that down and build something, but that's down the road.
Okay, I'm seeing what appeared to be some possibly inoperable vehicles and a lot of outside wood products in the northeast corner of the property.
Let's see. I don't know what that white dot is. Or that
The white square is just a residual from the image capture. You can ignore that.
So none of those are any buildings. The only thing that's a building is that barn-looking thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about outside storage, not the building itself.
Okay.
Where that right green arrow is and where the left green arrow is where there's outside storage.
Yeah. Okay, that right there, I would that's a concrete pad that I just put stuff on there, like I have a couple of tires on there. Got some tarps that we were covering, that's what that looks. The other stuff was wood that I turned into firewood that I have stored inside that barn. That's because I plan on putting it's a furnace to heat up the house. It heats up the house in the water.
Okay.
Kind of like one of those outdoor furnaces. It takes firewood.
All right, thank you. I'm done, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? Patrick?
So you mentioned the debris from your neighbors that you burned. What is that debris?
I've gotten like just regular trash. I've gotten construction materials like old fence panels. I've gotten everything from like pieces of wood, like trimmings, like I said, fence panels, fence posts, stuff like that. Especially when it rains a lot, we get like a foot and a half of water back there. And I think I submitted photos of that when I did my application. I mean, I do get a lot of stuff that floats down, and I'm the last person, so I get everything.
It seems convenient that the burn pile is right next to all the logs.
Yeah, no, all those logs have been processed. Yeah, I know we put them there after a truck broke down and we had to get it towed, and we just dumped them there. Because I do got receipts for that tow as well. We couldn't tow a truck that was loaded with logs, or at least that's what they didn't want to do. So we had to dump them somewhere, so we processed that into firewood. But all of my logs, and I have receipts where I paid close to $100,000 in dumping fees up in Nashville, Alternative Energy Products. That's where we take all of our logs and our wood chips.
How often do you process the wood on property?
Never. All of my stuff gets, that's why we have a wood chipper. All my stuff gets processed on site and either taken to Nashville or the surrounding dumps around here.
And you're saying that your trucks will not be on the road before 8 a.m.?
We'll try not to unless we have to. My guys don't get to the house until 7. By the time they get everything on the trucks, they'll be leaving the house by like 8 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I had one concerned neighbor contact me about trucks being on the road prior to 8 a.m.
There might have been a couple of times, and that's mostly during storm season when we get phone calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning about a tree on top of a house.
But that is something you try not to do?
I try not to.
Okay.
I mean, if I get a storm call, I ask them if it can wait, but if it's a tree on top of a house, broke a roof or something, I mean, nobody wants to wait until the storm is past and all this stuff gets wet.
Okay.
That's the only times we've gone out before 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you. You may be seated. Do you have a report for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that our initial call was for burning on site. It wasn't for the business. We didn't identify that there was a business being operated from this property until we got there to identify the burning on the property. The homeowner did what he just said. He does receive a lot of trash from when there's high water and a lot of rains and stuff, so he did not know could not burn that. We haven't had any complaints of burning since we advised that he couldn't do that. When we were on the property, we discovered that there was a potential or possible business running out of it, which is why he's here.
Thank you. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. You'll come around, please.
My name is Tony Arnold. I reside at 4279 Bradeville Pike and also have the property at 4301 Bradeville Pike. If I seemed a little bit nervous, it's not because I'm afraid to address you. It's because my elementary school principal is standing behind me. So he's a pretty big presence in my life. So, no, a lot of what I kind of had to say has already been addressed. I don't have a problem with Carlos running a business there in the area. If in fact it's already been operational a little bit, it has not affected me in a negative manner. But I came because I did want to voice my concern about the potential for burning brush or debris because one person burns in the area and we all feel the effects of it in the community there. I burned some brush myself, leaves, stuff like that, and I just wanted to make it kind of clear that, you know, what the property yields to you, you know, a tree that falls on your property, whatnot, you can burn it, your leaves, whatnot, but bringing in commercial stuff and burning it would not be acceptable. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear that whatever measures taken tonight, we would stick to that, because there's another area, tree service, within a few miles, and I go by there quite often, and there's quite often a big burn pile smoldering there where they'll pile stuff up. So again, I wish you the best, Carlos. I didn't call in on you on the other burning, but you know, that would be my main concern, that if there was any future burning, that, you know, it would be addressed in this case. And it sounds like the negative effects of the floods, which I've lived in the community for 50 years, and I'm aware of the flooding there, that the fence that you put up around the property will somewhat help to contain that and keep stuff from washing in from your neighbors in the area there. And again, thank you for your consideration, your time, and I appreciate your service.
Thank you. Next, anyone else? Come around, please.
Hello, I'm Jason Richardson. I'm at 4597 Bradyville. I'm just due east of him, right on the other side of the woods, probably 150 yards from his burn pile back there. I'm just like Mr. Arnold said, I'm not opposed to the gentleman running a business, but the burning has went on for weeks at times, and it does go directly through those woods and pretty much create a cloud that don't go away for a long, long time. That and the chainsaw noise, I mean, sometimes the chainsaws can, I mean, these are big pieces of wood he's cutting, so I mean, it'll go for what seems like hours. Once again, the trucks and what he does there, running a business, that's great, I'm all for it, but just the smoke, on account of the home that's on the property I'm on is 100+ years old, one ember in the gutter would burn like a match, and the woods in between is largely cedars. It wouldn't take much more to burn that either. So the fire is my main concern, and I just hope that we can, you know, there not be an ongoing fire there, because it's a concern of all the neighbors. And like I said, I applaud you having a business at your home, and but the fire is our main concern. So,
thank you. Next, anyone else? We'll close the public hearing. Any comments? The smoke is a problem all over the county. You can get a permit to burn on your property, as you well know, and anybody can do that, provided it's at the time where you don't have a time that we have a drought. So, and I'm concerned all over the county when we have burning of wood, brush, and so on. So maybe for this kind of business that you would reconsider any burning that would go on the property. And I think you made that clear that you would. So with that said, I'll accept the motion on it. How anyone will move on this? Mike, go ahead.
I have a potential motion prepared. I move that due to the fact that this has too many vehicles than what is normally allowed in a large home-based business, is not compatible with the neighborhood due to sound, large vehicles, outside storage, burning, and that a rezoning would be more appropriate for this type of use. I move that we deny.
Have a motion that be denied.
Second.
We have a second. Second. Call the roll, please.
Mike Curtis,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Renee Curtis, Patrick Hale,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is denied. Is there any further business to come before the BZA?
Yes, next month I will not be here. Doug will be here in my absence. And also the TAPA, Tennessee Association of Planners, is having our annual conference, and it's local. It's in Franklin, and any of you guys that would be interested, you can opt to attend the entire conference. It's 3 days, the 20th through the 22nd. We do not have an agenda yet for it, or you could just opt to attend one day, which is the Planning Commission Board of Zoning Appeals training 4-hour session. Any training that you attend would count towards your 4-hour annual training requirement. So if you are interested, just let us know. We'll take care of the registration. And once I get an agenda, so you can see what kind of classes are offered or sessions are offered, or see which days the planning training will take place, then I'll email it to each of
Do
you.
you think
okay?
that's going to be like November or December or something?
It's October 20th through the 22nd. Yes.
20th.
It's a Monday through Wednesday,
22nd, Monday through Wednesday.
but I don't have the exact times yet because they have not released the agenda.
When you get everything,
Text us all of the information.
I will email each of you.
I would be interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Certainly. Okay. Excellent. And that's it.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here, and we are adjourned.